Meet The Lot, native token of Lukki Exchange and the most potential tool for investing this year. Trade now on P2B, B2B and Lukki.io.
I'm here to talk about robust enterprise blockchain solutions that are actually buildable today in the real world. So my background, I'm a longtime software architect, 25 plus years, all over the place, all different industries. I love technology, love software. That's what I'm all about. And I went in 2014 to Disney, and while I was there, built out a team to build a platform to use all across the enterprise. And really, for me, it was a great platform to learn really about the real adoption struggles in an enterprise, because we're talking all of the different divisions, all the different potential applications, and we learned a great deal there. And in 2016, we open sourced the platform, which was, again, really interesting because we got to a lot of feedback from the real world. And I left in 2017, left Disney to commercialize the platform based upon everything we had learned and what needed to happen. Since then, so we've been about a year and a half out commercial, and we've built a great deal of actual core tech. It's been really valuable, really interesting, and we've built some very unique interchain interoperability applications and capabilities that we were actually awarded a patent in November last year, and we also own the trademark for interchain. So today, I figure we go over what are the actual issues, what are the actual problems with current adoption for enterprises, for serious business. And the number one issue absolutely is flexibility. That in most of the platforms that are out there available today for building blockchain applications, there is no flexibility. It's a very risky it's a very risky path to building out real capabilities, and we knew that we had to have a philosophical focus on addressing that flexibility issue. That is, when you try to build on most of the platforms, you don't have the ability to make mistakes easily. It's a very expensive process. And we, as an example, provide interchain capability to allow you to actually leverage new tech as it comes out. Nobody knows what technology is going to be available in a couple of years. And with this capability, you don't lose what you've built. You're able to leverage new tech as it comes out, whether it's a purpose-built chain, whether it's another platform. It's a very important point because it's otherwise too risky for serious business to attempt right now. High performance, another piece. Everyone knows that blockchain is basically a very slow database, right? And it takes time to get worldwide consensus, right? It's not easy. So we have applied a hybrid architecture to allow a company to leverage the public blockchain, to leverage that worldwide consensus, yet at the same time, on the business side, follow a model that their devs already know, security model that their security staff already knows, and to actually provide the scalability and high performance at the business level. The other big one is time to market. And as everyone sees, all of the prototypes that are being built out there are usually 6 to 18-month endeavors, very expensive, typically toys, typically not actually used operationally, right? And what we've seen on Dragon Chain, because of our architecture and because of the things that we actually have already available, we're seeing weeks to an operational system. Of course, depending on the complexity of the system itself, but the integration is radically simpler on a number of fronts, and it's been really valuable. And as we roll these systems out, it's always very interesting to us because it's just a surprising thing that we're able to get things out more quickly. So most blockchain protocols currently aren't suitable for serious business integration, and we see that not necessarily as, it's not a bad thing, and it's a very complex issue, but we see all of these, this proliferation of all of the different chains, some of them that are purpose-built for, specific things, or whether they're just different protocols, quantum resistant consensus, that we leverage them, and we allow our customers to leverage those capabilities and the new capabilities that come out for whatever business need they've identified. It's a huge, huge deal. So we're going to talk about enterprise solutions that are actually being built today, that are actually available today, the capabilities. And we recently announced a partnership with Roets, which is a micro data center that provides edge computing for enterprises, which is focused on really high performance compute, high performance storage, HP hardware with a Dragon Chain backbone that allows them to do a whole variety of implementations that are focused on IoT, on healthcare data, on supply chain, all the typical pieces, but providing a purpose-built solution that is on-site and very quickly delivered. So why did they partner with us, right? That when you look at the things that they need to deliver for the customers that they have, it's heavily focused on security. We offer the ability for them to leverage the security of the public networks, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and anything else that's needed, at the same time providing the flexibility so that in the future more capabilities can be added with that interchain component. We offer, because of our hybrid architecture, an unlimited scalability, that it's a cloud-based scalability both on the network side, and if you're talking about the business nodes, they're scalable with classic scaling tech that you can pretty much do anything you could do on any Linux, Unix system. Sub-millisecond latency, that as soon as that business node accepts a transaction and your logic approves it, it's there, it's usable. You aren't needing, because it's your own data, to wait on the worldwide consensus. So there are a bunch of very interesting pieces, on-premise capabilities that containerized, scalable, and very fast time to market for their customers. So we were pretty much the only option for doing what they need to do with the customers that they have, right? Not multiple solutions, but an example of something that is pretty clearly the same pattern applied to multiple industries. They have a real estate and property tracking and potentially tokenization for private and public sector that basically provides all the security, all of the any privacy data components, and all the capabilities on site, and yet gives them some control to do some manner of the verification in our Dragon Chain network, yet still leverage the community network nodes, verification nodes, and the public notary capabilities. So they're already building these components out, and they're working on multiple different industries, customers, and generally that's us. That's Dragon Chain, and I have 4 minutes. I don't know if anybody have any questions. Yes.
Hi, Mike Hansen, Discover. Who's the one person or enterprise that you've helped the most, and what did you do for them?
Gosh, I'm not into naming. Right, it was like Roets. We can talk about. Everything we do is very philosophically focused on these capabilities where everything is about flexibility, because you don't know what's going to be available next month. You know, you don't know whether certain networks will fail. You don't know where it happen. And we try to focus on all of these different things in abstracted ways. We have a stable pricing mechanism so that enterprises can come in and treat us just like they would Amazon, where they don't have to worry about, you know, our token price flying up and down or anything else. We have a very interesting but very abstract, probably hard to describe in a couple of minutes, scarcity model where we use time as the scarcity in our consensus. And because we can do that, we don't need to worry about the number of nodes you apply. We don't have to worry about 51% attacks as much, because they're a lot harder to do, and they're a lot more taking up more and more of the time. And what that allows us to do, though, is for an enterprise, one of the, you know, I didn't mention it in this, but one of the interesting pieces is that you have a deterministic fee structure. That even if, because we use time as scarcity instead of hardware, that even if you see a multiple order of magnitude increase on our network, that all of the boxes, all of the existing infrastructure can handle it, because it's all multi-cloud and on-premise based. And how do I say, that means that our network won't fall down. You know, because like most, if you have hardware resource as scarcity, and all the competition is based on how much hash power I apply or how many nodes I run, that you have this concern that if I'm a business, my fees will go up radically, right, which is bad. But the real bad part is that my transactions won't even, really high fee guarantee that my transaction will be accepted and put on the chain. So with us, you know, we flipped that on its head and said time is the scarcity model, and we can maintain that if you apply time, you can reduce your fee per transaction and have a much more flexible and safe platform, because you won't have to worry about what the rest of the network is doing. You can focus on, okay, I expect I'm going to have this many more transactions this month. I might apply a little more time so I can reduce my fee, but you'll be able to at least calculate that, right? It won't be some random figure you can't possibly guess. So